Okay, where are we? Do the invocation. Hindi word.
Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitardhaya Tatwa Bodho Bhidhiyate.
So today we took almost 28 minutes. Like a long time today for chanting. Okay. We need to start. T.
Causal body.
Ha.
Karana Sharira.
Karana Sharira, right. So we finished how many bodies?
Two, subtle bodies also over.
We finished the Stula, the building, and Suksma, the instruments in the office building, right? The building is over. Now, Suksma, all the instruments, right? And all the instruments you have seen, right?
Number 2, entire Suksma Sarira is over. The subtle body is over, is it?
Yeah.
In one class?
No, I think last class you were not there, right?
Yeah, only
even
one
before
class.
That, even before that week also we started before that, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So Suksma Shariram is the like a fort, right? Fortress.
Okay.
With which from where we operate and we also protect it by staying in that. So Jiva master staying in that, and instruments, right? Another way of classifying the instruments is somewhere else in Viveka Chudamani also. Shankaracharya ji nicely classifies this Vagadi Pancha, he says. Right? We have seen, right? Vagadi Pancha means what? The Karmendriyas. How many Pancha? Vak Adi, the speech, etc. Karmendriyas, Pancha, 5. Output that we use for output. And Shravanadi Pancha. Shravanadi Pancha means what are these?
Ears, nose, and all those.
Jnanendriyas, like Shravanadi Pancha, right? And then it says Pranadi Pancha.
Panchapranas.
Panchapranas, we haven't seen that in detail, but he's just mentioned it, right? But we'll see that in when we are doing the Panchakoshas. And then Abhramukadi Pancha says, he uses that word. Abhramukadi Pancha means the 5 subtle elements, of course. Okay. That not specifically mentioned, but it's of, we have said, right? It is this subtle. That's why it's called subtle body, because it's made of the subtle elements. Suksma Sharira. That's why it's called Suksma. And Buddhyadi. Buddhyadi means, so how many? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, Pancha, 20. Here, 4. There's a different classification. But here we have seen 15 plus 2, 17. And Buddhyadi. Buddhyadi means?
Mind and intellect.
Buddhi Adi, mind, intellect. For Chitta Ahankara we can add, but here it is not explicitly added, but it is included anyway. If you're saying mind, intellect, Chitta and Ahankara is part of that. Otherwise, if you explicitly enumerate, it will be Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, they say, right? Buddhi Adi. Then, of course, in Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya also says Avidya, Kama, Karma is also part of subtle body. He says Avidya, Kama, Karma. That's self-misconception. And then, of course, desiring, action, right? And then karma, actions we do. Okay. And then what else we have seen, which is also called Lingam, Linga Shariram. That's what Guruji mentioned it in one of the places where it said Linga Shariram also. Why it is called Linga Shariram? Quick summary we are doing before we go to Karana Shariram. Lingam, Linga Shariram also, it's called Suksma Shariram, right? You remember what? lingam has the meaning of ling means to know or also to go. But here the root will take is to know. Ling also meaning of has to go. But lingam means that helps in knowing the Atma. Subtle body helps us in knowing the Atma. In a way, it reveals. That which reveals is called lingam. It's an indicator actually. Lingam also means indicator. So that which reveals, that which manifests our consciousness, right? Subtle body is manifesting the consciousness, right? Isn't it? Because the bodies doesn't have consciousness. They borrow. Subtle body first, of course, Karana Sariram borrows first, that we haven't seen, will come. Then subtle body borrows from Karana Sariram. And then gross body borrows body. That is the order, right? So that which manifests the consciousness or reveals the consciousness, that's why it's called lingam, indicator, reveals. Okay, that's what lingam. Then, right, lingam, because this table, the phone, it doesn't have a consciousness of its own. This is gross. Subtle body borrows the consciousness. Borrows. The Chidabhasa also they call it. The consciousness, right?
Is subtle body the bridge between the gross body and the consciousness?
Yeah, true. Because the gross body doesn't directly borrow consciousness. If it directly borrows, what is the problem? We have
I
seen.
think it will explode.
Because it will be forever living. There will be overpopulation. Our old, right? That's why when the subtle body moves away, gross body just is disposed of, right? So subtle body only goes. Subtle body takes and then gives it to gross body. Okay. That's why subtle body, it gives me the lead to know the Atma. That's what's called lingam, linga shariram. Those who are going to speak, use this word to make a note of it. Okay, next chikrile yagna. In the word you have to point, it is your choice.
I was actually hoping that Rajnika will join, but she has not. Otherwise, I would have nominated her.
Oh, okay.
In her absence, one of these two has to step up, either Aparna or Sridevi.
Yeah, what happened to Rajni today? Shobhaji, you can check. Okay. Then, what is Suksma Sariram? Of course, we all know Suksma Sariram, it converts a Jiva into Karta and a Bhokta. That we know, that because of the instruments, Karta, the doer, Bhokta, the enjoyer. Because of that Suksma Sariram only, we are becoming a Karta, Bhokta. Right? So, that's why it's called, another name is Upadhi. Make a note of Upadhi. Upadhi. Just a medium. Okay, all three sharirams are upadhis only. Upadhis. Stula shariram is upadhi, Karana shariram upadhi. In fact, this, of course, Sukshma is also upadhi. Okay. And what is the consciousness called? Upahitam, it is called. Upahitam. So, one example our acharyas give is, so in the presence of upadhi, consciousness as though the Atma, that's what's called Adhyasa, right? Misconception. Right? In the other day we have seen an example, isn't it? Before also, the crystal and the color, right? So crystal, let's say, is Atma. In the presence of this blue color, it appears as though it is also blue, the crystal. So, right? So let's say if you put a rod, one example, one acharya used, if you put a rod in water, the rod appears bent, isn't it? So water is the upadhi. Upahitam is the rod. That is Chaitanyam. The rod is always straight, but it appears bent in the presence of in water. So this body is also upadhi. But so when I identify with these bodies, I, the Atma, as though I'm a samsari, as though bent like the rod. So in the presence of upadhi, right? But what you have to do to make the rod straight? Question. What we have to do to make the rod straight?
Remove the water or take out the rod.
Okay. That's your fallen Kalesha. You fall. That's what the common answer is that. Fine. If you remove the water means what? Just remove the body. Now consciousness and body is totally connected, mixed. Now I physically remove the body and then make consciousness separate. Oh, now in consciousness, Atma, now I'm realized self, Atma Sakshatkaram. Right? I can't really do that, isn't it?
The knowledge
remove
is
it.
that.
Huh?
Jnanam, knowledge really is that.
That's it.
Water is
it,
knowledge.
yeah, in a way, correct. Just understanding that water is only upadhi. That's it. Understanding is enough. You don't have to.
So which means that you will never see the rod straight, right? You'll only get to know that it is happening because of that one. Because of refraction, it is appearing that way. But the rod will never appear straight as long as it is there in that one.
But you know that's an illusion. That's it. That is enough to know that the appearing of that rod bent is an illusion. To know that is enough.
But I want to see the rod straight. I cannot.
That seeing is, of course, is an also an illusion actually. Then, okay, understanding, that is enough.
Yeah, it can never be straight because due to refraction, it will always be bent.
Right.
So
always the problems will be there. Samsara will be there. Body means problems, ups and downs, pairs of opposites. Right. So we can never usually, now I'm come out of this problem. Now I will be meditating. Now I will go into spirituality. No, it will never happen. Understand that body has problems.
It will never come out of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's depressing.
yes.
Okay, that's now let's go to Karana Sariram. Okay. Karanam means the cause, right? Let's read. Who?
Can somebody help me with the page number, please?
This page 5.
Is it your PDF or?
Book or PDF?
I'm on the PDF, but if you can give me the book, I can.
Right, page 52.
52. Okay, thank you.
Hindi continue.
Causal body. So it's number 3, causal body. Karana Sariram Kim Anirvachya Najya Vidya Rupam Shariradvayasya Karana Matram Satsvarupa
Jnanam.
Nirvikalpakarupam Yadasti Tat Karana Sariram.
The first one is Anirvachya Anadya Vidya Rupam. Because if you split it, it will be Anirvachya Anadi Avidya actually.
Okay. Anirvachya Anadya Vidya Rupam.
Vidya means avidya, of course. Because
Okay. Avidya Rupam. Okay.
not Vidya Rupam.
Okay.
That is total ulta.
Totally opposite. Karana Shariram, causal body. Kim, what? Anivachya, inexplicable. Anadi, beginningless. Avidya Rupam, in the form of ignorance. Shariradvayasya, of the two bodies. Karana Matram, the sole cause. Sat Swarupa Ajnanam, ignorant of one's own true nature. Nirvikalpa Swarupam, free from duality. Yad, which, Asti, is, Tat, what, Karan Shariram, causal body. That which is inexplicable, beginningless, in the form of ignorance, the sole cause of the two bodies, which is gross and subtle, ignorant of one's own true nature, free from duality, is the causal body. The causal body is the subtlest of the three bodies that pervades the other two. Okay. Avidya Rupam. It is one of the nature of ignorance. Ignorance has no shape, size, or quality. It is always related to an object. For example, ignorance of computers. But by itself, it is objectless. I am the focus. I am the locus of ignorance. Ignorance cannot exist without me. I exist, therefore I can be ignorant.
You can do the next one also.
Okay. Anirvachyam, inexplicable. Since it has no shape, size, or quality, it cannot be described by words or grasped by the mind. Ignorance implies lack of knowledge. It does not actually have any existence. Yet it cannot be said to be non-existent. We experience its effects. It manifests as the gross and the subtle bodies, as we also experience sorrow caused by ignorance. Being nothing, it still does a great deal. Hence, it is an inexplicable power.
I think, is it heavy or is it understood, or we'll move? Is it light?
I think we should probably read up to Anadi, and then maybe we can try to assimilate it.
Go ahead, continue, finish the
Anadi. Ignorance is beginningless. If we say ignorance began at a particular time, then there should have been either a void, but ignorance cannot emerge from nothing, or be knowledge, but ignorance cannot come from knowledge either. One cannot point out a beginning for ignorance. Therefore, it is beginningless. I mean, why are we studying so much about ignorance? I thought we are supposed to study about self.
We are studying about Sharirams, right?
Okay.
So, you know the answer. First itself, we have seen the first, because Atma, what is Atma?
Yeah, so it is all about removing all the sheets, then you will find that one.
What is not is being told.
What is not is remains as self.
Because we have attachment, we have identified too much with what is not me. That's why. Okay. Because of
but
that
causal body is not ignorance, right? Causal body is also a type of body, and ignorance is a quality of that one. Is that what it means?
Let's go in one by one. Okay. So, what is the definition again of the causal body?
That which is inexplicable.
You can use the words anirvachyam, right? Inexplicable. Inexplicable means we cannot really explain or
Explain it
classify
in
or
words.
define properly. Then Anirvachyam,
Anadi.
Anadi, that we have seen. Anadhya, Avidya Rupam. Anadi is what?
Beginningless.
Beginningless, right? And then next word?
Avidya Rupam.
Avidya Rupam. In the form of ignorance. In the form of Avidya Rupam. Avidya will come to that. Okay. Then
Sharira Dvayasya Karana Matram.
Sharira Dvayam. That we have seen. What Sharira Dvayam? What are those two? The earlier ones.
Gross and subtle, yeah.
Stula, Suksma.
Suksma.
That Dvayam, Sharira Dvayam. Karana is the cause of those two, right? Sole cause. Then
Satsvarupa Ajnanam.
Sat Swarupa Ajnanam. Ignorance of Sat Swarupam, your own true nature.
Then Nirvikalpa Rupam. Nirvikalpaka Rupam.
Nirvikalpaka Rupam, yes.
Free from duality.
Undifferentiated, Nirvikalpakam. Right? What is the meaning? Nirvikalpaka means free from duality, undifferentiated. Free from duality means not Advaitam here, not that Advaitam, that, right? Undifferentiated. Right? Like before the Big Bang state. Scientists don't know. It is one undifferentiated mass, something like that. We call it singularity, right? Like in a seed, we can't differentiate which is the branch, which is the leaf, which is the trunk, but everything is in the seed, isn't it? Undifferentiated. That is called as Nirvikalpaka. In that sense, not that Advaita, free from duality. Don't think it is Advaita, that consciousness. It is also a body, Karana, Sariram. Okay, like in deep sleep, same thing, right? Then what else? That is Karana, Sariram. Now let's go. What you have read?
Okay, so this Anirvachyam is not about ignorance, it is about subtle body. Okay, that is the first correction that I have to make myself. I was thinking that they are explaining about ignorance, but actually they are explaining about, Swamiji is explaining about causal body, right? It's Suksma Sariram.
Karana Sariram, yes.
Karana Sariram.
Actually, since you brought up that point, in a way, even though that Anirvachyam is used for Karana, we can add it to all the Anatmas, all the 11 Anatmas that are defined earlier in the shloka. 11 Anatmas means what?
Jnanendriya, Karmendriya.
No. The Jnanendriya, Karmendriya are components of subtle body. That's fine. Yeah. The 11 Anatmas means the Sridevi will take. Last time I think, right? Yeah, 3, 5, 3, and 11. Sharitratrayam, Kosham.
Avastha.
Avastha, right? That's what the Acharya defined as Anatma first, and then he went on defining each individually. So now we are doing only the first 3. So that Anirvachyam, you can add it to other. But for the discussion now, let's stick to this Karana Shariram. Causal body. Anirvachyam means, what is Anirvachyam? What does Guruji say?
Anirvachya means that which it cannot be explained, inexplicable.
Yeah, inexplicable. Yeah. Where is the? Is there a paragraph for that? No, right? I think Guru, there's not much of a right, not much of an explanation for that here. I think
For what?
for Anirvacham, that word Anirvach is there, right? Anirvacham.
Yeah, 3 points are there.
3 points to explain. No?
Right. What does it say?
51 and 50.
But see, there are quite a few things which do not have shape, size, and quality, but not all of them are inexplicable.
Correct.
Why only for this one causal body they are saying that it is inexplicable?
Inexplicable means, I mean, you can't really categorize whether it is truth or not truth, or sat or as not truth or not truth is not the word to be. Sat or asat or both, having parts or having without parts or having both, something like that. That's why we are intellectually uncategorizable, whether this or both. No, we can't say. Whether it is sat, whether it is asat, whether it is avayavam, savayavam, or niravayavam, means having parts or having without parts, something like that.
But I'm still trying to correlate ignorance in this context. So point number B says ignorance implies lack of knowledge, right? We are talking about causal body, then why are we talking about ignorance?
Okay. Oh, we are talking about causal body. Why are we talking about ignorance? Okay. What is the answer? Anybody? Causal body.
And we can directly say it is anirvachyam and all that, right? And then you can say it is anadi, subtle body is anadi, subtle body is anirvachyam. But why did they bring in ignorance in between and then say that ignorance implies lack of knowledge, ignorance is beginningless and all that?
I think from the start, we are just doing the opposite, right? To understand the actual meaning, like Atma means what is not Atma, we were defining, right? So maybe that is why first we know what is ignorance, then only maybe we'll know what is knowledge. I don't know. That's my guess.
But causal body is not the opposite of ignorance.
These are the characteristics of, we have to categorize maybe different, like the quality of, say, an object. If we take it is taste, color, state, all that we take into consideration. But for our understanding, because we only understand through our gross and subtle body, we have not seen what a causal body is. We don't experience. So just to give us the light on how it behaves or what exactly is causal body, they're slightly, Shankaracharya is slightly giving the characteristics of this is what it is. It is inexplicable, it is beginningless. So all this we just have to maybe experience, or we just have to have faith and go by it. Maybe it is not something that we can experience. Causal body, just like subtle and gross body, we know what it is through our experiences. Gross body, we know everything. Subtle body, we know through mind, intellect, karma, ideas, and all that. But this, it has no beginning. It is inexplicable. Then it is ignorance. So maybe just to characterize it, maybe he's just coining certain terms. This is my understanding.
Anybody? Yeah. So other names for this Karana Sariram is, I don't know if it helps you understand because of the words. Avidya, ignorance, is a technical word used in Vedanta. Even though we say ignorance, that's why in the avidya rupam, Guruji also was saying ignorance of computers, but by itself it is objectless. I am the locus of ignorance. Ignorance cannot exist without me. I exist there. I can be ignorant. So ignorance is located in a conscious being, right? Now, other words I was telling is unmanifest, avyaktam. For Karana Shariram used is avyaktam. Other word is shakti. Maya is also another word used. Maya. That is a very popular name, we know. So the effects of Maya are inferable. Karya anumeya, they call it, right? Karya anumeya means inferable by the effects, by the products of that we are seeing. So avidya, in this sense, with avidya, with means to exist actually. In another meaning we use is with means to exist. Avidya means that which does not exist at all. That is called mithya. We have seen earlier mithya, right? Mithya, the word mithya we have seen. Like mirage water. The ignorance of the dry land is avidya. Karana avidya. Ignorance of the dry land. And the mirage water that I am seeing is karyam. Is a karya avidya. That is avidya. Ignorance. In that sense. It doesn't exist at all actually. And that's why the snake rope example we see in Vedanta, right? I cannot say the snake is not there really when I'm experiencing it, isn't it? That's why it falls under inexplicable category. I cannot say snake is not there totally because I'm experiencing at that particular instance, I'm shivering. And I cannot say, right? I cannot say snake is not there. And snake is not there actually. Either snake, that also is not correct. So, inexplicable, anirvachya. Anirvachyam is mithya only actually. So, it is not both also. I can't say it is there. I can't say it is not there really. Snake is there. It's really not there. Only rope is there always. The ignorance of the rope is avidya. My true nature, that you are the such that we have seen earlier. Yeah, that's it. That is the function. I mean, that is the nature, not the function. That is the nature of the Karana Sharira. In deep sleep, total avidya, right? I don't know if that helps, but so Maya, avidya is at a micro level. Maya, we call it the macro level, of course. Okay.
Maya, the deep sleep state where we are ignorant, should we call it Karana Shariram is the cause of it, or?
Correct. Because everything is there in the seed form there in deep sleep, right? Nothing is going away. It is in the seed form. Once you wake up or even in the dream state, those vasanas are thrown out. Vikshepam. That's why they say two shaktis they have, right? Maya has two shaktis. One is Vikshepa Shakti. Other is Avarana. Avarana means veiling, concealing. Vikshepam, throwing out. So because of my own Shakti, right? Because of my, let's say, Nidra Shakti, they call it. I am throwing a dream world, throwing out. Vikshepam. Shipanam is throwing out because of my vasanas in the seed form. I throw out this dream world and I am transacting with dream body. But I don't know that I have thrown it out. I am not the master there. I am totally, it is Avarana Shakti takes over. After the throwing out, Avarana. That's why you must have seen, right? These two Shaktis, the two powers Maya has, they say, Vikshepa Shakti, Avarana Shakti. Avarana means concealing. It is concealed. The snake, the rope is concealed by the ignorance called the snake. I'm not able to see. So I am only concealing that there is a, I have thrown out the dream. Same thing in the waking state also. I am throwing out with a so-called Dev Shakti in dream, in sleep. Here is Maya Shakti. I am throwing out this world of names and forms I have created, but I don't know. And then I become part of it. That is, Avaranam takes over and I am become a samsari. That's what, that is ignorance. That is why avidya. I am ignorant of my true nature. That's why it's called, what is it? Sat Swarupa Ajnana, ignorance of our true nature. So that is the nature of the body. What is the nature of the Karana Shariram? Ignorance of the true nature. I do not know that my own Sachidananda is my true own nature, existence, consciousness, bliss. I think I am the body, the doer of actions and enjoys. I think I'm the Karta Bhokta. Because of my own Maya Shakti, I have thrown out this entire world of names and forms. But because of the Avarana Shakti, it is concealed. The true nature is concealed. That I forget that's all a role play, that I am playing a role. On the stage, I play a role. Right? I forget, I totally involved. Oh, now I am become a samsara. So,
Yeah, in this third point, it is said, no, being nothing, it still does a great deal, hence it is an inexplicable power. So, this, but we consider chit consciousness higher than this, no, causal body. So,
correct.
Should we consider that as the supreme power or ignorance, this as the supreme power? Because it is said, it is a little confusing for me. What should we understand from the conscious?
Yeah. It is simple. That answer is simple. That supreme power, you are conscious. You are the supreme. You are creating this dream because, and then you are forgetting. That is why it's so great. That is why Maya is so great. You created the dream and you are interacting in the dream world. You have visited, right? And then you are suffering in the dream. And then you are enjoying in the dream. You are doing things. But then you don't know that you yourself entered into that dream. That avaranam takes place. Concealing power it has. In that way, it is great. It is supreme in the sense, it's not supreme, of course. It does a great deal. That's what it's called. That's why it is inexplicable. But you, through Shravana Manana Nidhyasam, through Jnana, I come to know, right, through Vedanta, Shabda Pramanam, that you are not these three, Karana Sariram or Stula or Suksma or any of these anatmas, that you are always separate from that. So, consciousness, yes. But it makes you forget the role that you have taken up. That in the dream, you only created, forget I created the dream. And then become a dream samsari in dream. Waking state, Jagrat samsari. Okay. So I forget it. I'm only talking. Anybody? Or did we get now what is Karana? What else? So what is the let's see. That's what it's called. So avidya rupam is moola. That's another name for is moola. The root. Moola avidya. The basic ignorance. Mula avidya. Not a ignorance of worldly things. That is fine. That ignorance many have. I don't know that language. I'm ignorant of that language. But this is ignorance of my own true nature. Okay.
I think we should complete the remaining 3 paragraphs and then reflect on it.
Continue. Somebody continue. Anadi we finished? Anadi, it doesn't have a beginning. It doesn't have a beginning. Beginningless.
So is ignorance more like darkness? So it is lack of light is actually being called as darkness, right?
Yeah. You can in a way take like that. Fine. Darkness is okay. Yeah. Andhakaram, Ajnanam is always compared. Yes.
It is probably easy to correlate because it cannot emerge from nothing, and it is like it cannot come from knowledge also. It is just absence of something. That's what it becomes. So absence of knowledge is ignorance.
But I think in this, what they are saying is ignorance is beginless, because it says like, if we say that either it is like nothing or knowledge, I mean, like if we say I am ignorant, that means before that there was some knowledge, right? Then only I am ignorant now. So that is why they say, like, before ignorance there is nothing, nor there is knowledge. So both are not there.
You cannot be born ignorant.
That's what
I'm talking about myself, not about you.
No. I think that's what they say here, because they say ignorance cannot emerge from nothing. Or from knowledge.
That's why, therefore, neither void nor knowledge can precede ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, ignorance is beginningless. Because
I was getting confused with that.
What is the confusion again? If you can, let's get clarity on this. Okay.
That it is coming from nothing. We say ignorance is bliss. Like people who are not knowing something about something, if they are not knowing about it, I mean, they never ever miss it. If we say they're ignorant about something, if we say somebody is ignorant about something, then they never ever miss it. They say ignorance is bliss. They don't ever miss it. They don't miss that thing, or they don't miss experiencing it. Only if you know about it, you will, miss that kind of thing, or that enjoyment, or whatever. But if you have never ever experienced it, you will not miss it at all. So if you don't know about it, and you're always you have been ignorant about it, then I mean that I was confused about this. If that experience or that thought or that learning the person has never had, he will never ever miss it, isn't it? It will not, whether it is knowledge or an experience or going to a place or going to the Alps or whatever, he is never ever going to miss it.
Right. So a person who is in deep samsara, for him it is fine. It doesn't matter if there is about your real self is there, or he is enjoying his samsara. For his ignorance is bliss. Samsara. So what here they are saying is, ignorance cannot emerge from nothing. Means here anadi means what is the cause of this ignorance, if you ask, right? What is the cause of this Karana Sariram or this ignorance? There is no cause. We can't answer that. That's what it says. Because this is the root cause of everything. You can't point a cause to it. It's a circle. It is not a straight line. So it is there before. It has been anadi, beginningless. You cannot say it started at this point. When you say at this point, it means what? With respect to time before. At this point means a point has already existed before. You are saying time. No? This time means with respect to what? A time before. So anadi, beginningless. That's why we cannot. But then ignorance can. That's why destroyed. They say, right? Ignorance can be. We can by spiritual awakening, right?
Yeah, we can destroy ignorance by spiritual awakening. Yes, that is true. That is right. Yes.
Right.
No, I was just thinking of the word ignorance. That there are many things we are ignorant about, or people are ignorant about. That kind of thing.
Right. So that's why it is anirvacham. We can't say ignorance is existent, because if it is really existent, Maya they say, right? If it is really existent, I would not have negated on spiritual awakening.
So how do we correlate this with our body?
Body is also ignorance. That's right, actually, because this is the cause of the other two bodies we are saying.
So why should we take? Sorry, please continue. I'll ask later.
That is Karana Sharira. That's what this Sharira Dvayasya Matram. That is a function. That is a function of this Karana Sharira. This body is also the effect of the Aparna.
Bhaiya, if I'm slightly deviating from the topic, should we consider this as the transit stage, maybe gross and subtle, we are able to experience the Karanam, we don't know, but it is there and it carries forward, it is beginningless, it is anadi, it is ever there. So from one body to another body, millions of lives, when we are, taking many births and many lives, this Karana Shariram remains the same till we achieve Jivan Mukti or whatever. Is that correct?
Perfect. Karana Shariram, that's why it is the Anadi, and it is the longest of all the, it is the longest life. Because only they say our Shastras, we have to depend on Shastra. Shastra says it goes only after the Mukti. Yes. And not even in Pralayam also, right? Pralayam they say, right? The dissolution of the universe in the Shastra they call. In Pralayam also, in a seed form. Seed. That's why it's called Nirvikalpam. It is not differentiated. It is seed. And from that seed, everything emerges. And that is so perfectly arranged. In that seed, which jiva should get which sukshma out of it. The sukshma is that seed. Stula sukshma is part of that. Sukshma shariram as the longest life. Stula very short life, 100 maybe 120 years. Stula goes away. Sukshma, until the pralayam, sukshma goes on the cycle. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Sukshma also is destroyed. When? In pralayam. But in pralayam, this Karana Shariram remains in the seed form. It's called Avyaktam. The state of no information that scientists call singularity. No information. They don't know anything about it. Avyaktam. It is blank, total blankness. Like in deep sleep, we experience total blankness. So one sample that Bhagavan gave us to experience the Karana Shariram, that Pralaya state, the mini Pralayam that we experience in deep sleep every night. Okay, mini Pralayam. And that will continue until Jiva, through awakening, spiritual awakening, knows his true nature. Only then it is destroyed. That's what Shastra says. Okay?
So each birth that we go through with the vasanas from the previous birth, so that we carry on, is that this Karana Sharira that goes from one birth to another?
Yeah. So Sariram is responsible. Yes, it has another name for Karana Sharira is also Vasanas. Yes.
Vasanas, the one which we go with our vasanas to the next birth, and then we carry on with the
Correct.
vasanas.
So when one birth to next birth, we also take the subtle body, all the organs that are defined earlier, 17,
Yes.
or if you want 19, plus
Yes.
your vasanas. Yes.
Vasanas.
In fact, are also part of subtle body, in fact. But then the subtle body during Pralayam, the Shastra says, of course. Okay, let's not go there.
Okay. And the Karana Sharira.
Yes.
And the subtle body,
Karana
Sharira.
Right.
The subtle body, the vasanas, and the Karana Sharira, is it?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
But that Karana Shariram is resolved only during self-knowledge. In Pralayam also it is there. Okay. What else? Shall we move further? So that what was the question earlier? Sorry, Aparna's question, Shobhaji's question. Answered now? Enough? Anybody answers? Any insights on up till now?
Yeah.
Something?
Last point. It's still confusing, but I mean, even for the Anadi also, in case they have, it is started as like, the causal body is beginningless, then I would have felt like we are talking about, the three, about the Karana Sharira here. But again, it's going towards ignorance. So with the knowledge of self-knowledge, not about knowledge normally, but about self-knowledge, we can only destroy ignorance, correct? But we will not be destroying the causal body.
We are not really destroying anything actually. In a way, if you just because for purpose of explanation we are using
remaining two actually get destroyed. Like gross body is destroyed, right? And then your Suksma Sharira is also destroyed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The word destroying, just for the purposes of communication we use. We're not destroying in a way.
Destroy in the sense like, it is disintegrating or like going back to its
to the five elements. Like in science, nothing is
it's all like E equal to MC square, right? It is changing the energy from
energy. Yeah, E equal to MC square. Correct. So
yeah.
Yes.
So it is changing one shape to another shape.
Karana Shariram also is a potential energy state.
Yeah, but what is it going back to? That is what I'm trying to understand. So, for example, gross body goes back to its elements, and then
5 elements. Yes.
The Sukshma Sharira goes to its 5
subtle
elements, subtle things. Okay, 5 pranas, in fact. Okay, and then but what will this go back to? This causal body goes back to.
It goes to another jiva, no?
Yeah, that means it is indestructible. It is not getting disintegrated at all. It has to go back to something. Only then we can say there remains the consciousness. As long as it is going from one to another, which means that it is indestructible, then it can never disintegrate. It can never go back to its true elements. Then there is no pure consciousness availability there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm thinking because this is the one which is the cause, right? So once, as Aparna said, like once you have the Jivan Mukti or the realization, then there is nothing. So that is what, like, once you have the Jivan Mukti or that knowledge, then automatically there is nothing. There is no reason for another birth or whatever. So the cause itself is lost. Instead of saying destroying or going back, the cause for the other two bodies is this body, right? But once you realize the cause itself is not there, then there is nothing. There is no cause, there is no effect. So it's done. Everything is done.
Yep, perfect. So just like the rod in the water, you're doing only a negation, that's it. Seems like no destruction.
Okay, so if I understand it correct, so there is no elemental factor here in this causal body, right?
In fact, it is
only,
also called Sariram, right?
yeah, that is why probably it is misleading. It is
also matter. It is also matter.
It is also a matter. Then again, I'm confused. If you have said that it is not a matter, then I almost try to understand. I almost got it, but now I did not get it.
Like say, energy, see, matter is equal to mc square, you said. Matter and energy, same. In the potential form, it is there, the matter, which is energy. So they both, that's why Karana Sariram always goes from unmanifest to manifest, unmanifest, manifest, like it's a cycle. That will go on. But then I realize I am just an observer of that. I can see Karana Sarirams of others floating like clouds. But I am the seer. I am the observer. I am nothing. Even my own Karana Sariram might be floating in as a cloud. As example, I'm giving in the cloud, the sky. But I am just seeing it. I am not at all. I am an observer. I am a Jivan Mukta. Okay. Nothing to do with anything. In fact, Shastra says everything is Advaitam. All these Sharirams, you cannot say that is Atma is separate, Anatma is separate. Finally, you come, right? Really, if you go deep, there is no actually. Just in the beginning stages, we try to differentiate. Oh, Atma, Anatma. Because I'm totally attached, identified with Anatma. Shastra says, first differentiate. Then it will be easy for you. Otherwise, Advaita means what? It's all one. Even the Anatma that I said is not me, is in fact me. That is real Advaita. Isn't it? If I am saying there is Anatma, then is the two. Oh, there is just something else that is limiting me. If there is anything, something called Anatma, it limits me, right? But Sachidananda is unlimited. There is no limitation in that. My true nature is unlimited. So only for the beginning stage, for junior student, okay? But don't tell it to anybody now, okay? Finally, it's all one. Advaita means what? Okay? Because we're all senior students. Now we have been in Czech for more than 20 years. Now we're all senior chicks. Right? 1027.
Finally, we are one with the Paramatma, but to reach there, it will take us millions of births, isn't it?
In fact, that is also a junior student's conclusion. There is no reaching there. You are
we are not reaching, when we become one, or when we are one. When we are one. We are one already.
That's it. That's it. The moment you say, I want to become, I want to reach, you are postponing. You are postponing moksha.
The word would be when we realize that we are one.
So this study, the inquiry, gives us that strength to claim that higher nature. Now itself, right now. If you can say right now, that's it. Becoming, realizing, that's all for junior students.
We are still there. We have not reached anywhere else.
But we should know. We are
still there.
That's why we started with Adhyaropa Apavada. You should remember that Adhyaropa Apavada, superimposition. Okay?
Even though we were in first batch of chicks, we are still there.
As long as the class goes on, we keep on, we are on a high. And as soon as the class ends, to
We are
normal
back
body.
to square one. We are back to square one. Yes.
That's why satsang helps. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it does.
Nididhyasanam. Yeah. Our next class time is up. I think we are going to start. Let me send a message. Starting 5.
Yeah, I think
Anyway.
we are just about to get into the right mode after 1.5 hours, and now you are saying it is concluded. So
It is going to be like a serial. Don't worry, Given. It is a very long process. Episode after episode, 360
no, my
episodes,
worry is
360
after
episodes.
1 week again we'll be back to the square one, right?
Back to square one, as Shobhaji said.
It
You
would
can
have been
call
nice
me.
if we started
You
at
can
this
call me
moment.
Shobha Akka because I am only a little older than Rajni.
Okay, I call you Shobha.
So Anirvachaniyam, right? Anirvachaniyam, you have seen. Anadi, Avidya-rupam. Then we'll continue. Sharira, what is the function of this Karana Shariram? It is a Karanam of the other two Shariram.
So can I read those 3 paragraphs?
Not now.
Okay.
Now? Because
I thought you were asking to read now.
I'm just saying we'll do it next week.
Okay.
Or next class starts, right? Okay. We'll see. We'll meet next week. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Shantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Tashanti Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om, all of you.
Bye.
Hari Om.